Hi everyone, my name is Kellen Ray and welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about Schedule I. I absolutely love this game. I'm constantly learning things that I wish I knew when I first started playing. So here are 15 little quality of life tips and suggestions that you might not know yet. Welcome to Hyland Point. This is our Trash for Cash trash can. Please get familiar with them, as they will be your first friend in your journey to help keep Hyland Point clean. When you're starting out, one of the very first things you're going to want to get obsessed over, one of the first things you'll want to do, is start picking up trash to put in a trash can to get money. Yeah, man, you get paid to clean up the place. And trust me, Hyland Point is a dump. There's litter everywhere. Pick it up, put it in the trash can, press the green button, and cha-ching! Money, baby! But here's my suggestion. Don't press the button. Nah, hear me out. Don't press the button, leave the lid open. Why? I'll get to that after we talk about my second tip. Uncle Nelson tells you to go to a hardware store and get a few items to start out. By this time, you've got his stash of cash in your pocket. The hardware store only takes plastic, so make sure you dump your cash in the ATM first. Then, when you're in the hardware store to get your gear, get one of these, a trash grabber. Your obsession just went from 6 to midnight. Okay, so now you're just running around town picking up every beer bottle and syringe you find.
I want my money, Kellen. Why are you saying I shouldn't press the button?
Delayed gratification? Sure, that's nice. But really, it's for convenience. Before you get your grabber, let's say you have a soda can in your hand, and you're gonna have to drop the can to open the lid, then pick it up, and then drop it in the can. Leave all of the trash cans open. You can just run up and throw shit in. This comes in handy when you start bagging up trash with trash bags. You can carry that bag up to a trash can and just throw it in. It's so convenient. Then, when you just can't wait any longer, hit the button and grab your cash. So satisfying and rewarding. So you've got your trash grabber. At first, those things are tough to aim correctly. The first few times you'll be spilling bottles and cans everywhere.
Just clap your hands, just clap your hands.
And Beck won't be there with his orange trash bag to pick it up. So here's how I do it. Line up the front left corner of the bin with the front left corner of the can. Aim up and let her rip. Some people think the best way is to jump up on the edge of the can and dump. That's all well and good if you want to look like you're shitting out the contents of your neighbor's recycle bin. I won't judge. The first time you visit Dan's hardware store, he asks about your line of work. You're given 3 options for reply. Depending on which option you choose, Dan will give you a complimentary bottle of SpeedGrow. So here's my tip, and it's a twofer. First, I do not recommend using the SpeedGrow on your plants unless you have to. It makes your plants grow faster, but they are of lower quality and therefore not worth as much. Secondly, get the SpeedGrow anyway, just to sell it. Free money. Sometimes you have too much unused crap taking up storage space. At the beginning of my first playthrough, I ended up with an extra watering can and an extra pair of clippers. And there was also that free bottle of SpeedGrow Dan gave me. I'm only one person, don't eat extra, so I brought them to the pawn shop. Nick made me an offer for all of the items. If you like his offer, press the button to accept it. But you can also haggle with him. I usually raise the amount by a few dollars. If he doesn't like the offer, you can haggle some more, back out of the deal entirely, or accept what he's willing to pay you. Here's a bonus tip. You can even sell things that are already in the game, like any of the furniture in your motel room when you first rent it. If it'll go in your toolbar, you can sell it. So I was pouring soil into an empty pot, and I looked away from my screen. My mouse hand drifted so that the soil was pouring over the edge of the pot and not completely into the pot. When I looked back, I didn't notice that the pot wasn't full of soil. I tried to plant a seed and the game wouldn't let me. It said no soil. See, pots have a green line around the inside near the top edge. This is the fill line. The soil covers that line when the pot is full. You probably could have played this game for hours before realizing this was a thing. But now you know, so you likely won't make the same stupid mistake I did. So like me, you're obsessed with picking up trash, right? There's something about it that just makes you want to get every last bit. Maybe it's because it's easy money. So let's make it even easier. Check dumpster. It seems that the trash in the dumpsters takes time to accumulate, which makes sense. But I make it a habit to check every dumpster I walk past just to see. I've found that ones with a lid usually have more trash in them than the big open ones. But there have been times where I see a gold mine of trash in a dumpster. I'm considering buying multiple grabbers just so I don't have to make as many trips to the trash bin. And yes, I do drop down into the dumpster. Most times you can't even reach the trash, even with your grabber, unless you're down in there. And I'm not ashamed of that. It's called dumpster diving for a reason. When starting out, harvesting your weed requires trimmer. For the most part, they're point and click. Put the cursor over the flower. When the cursor turns into scissors, click the left mouse button. Easy, right? It's not as difficult as aiming the trash bin, but it was a bit annoying that I had to keep repositioning my trimmers in order to successfully clip the bud. Turns out the sweet spot is in the very middle of the flower, halfway up. Snip and go for the next one. I hate math. Math hates me. So I changed the prices of my products to be rounded numbers. If the game suggests $37, I change it to $40. If a customer wants more than one product, knowing what the total amount should be is easier to figure out. This is especially helpful for the next tip. Our customers can be tricksy. Be aware that some of them will lowball you. Your product is priced at $50 and they ask for $4. Should be $200, right? But they'll offer $180. Sometimes it's the same customer that does that every time they place an order. On my first playthrough, it was Mick. I'd see his name pop up on my phone and I would always check his numbers before agreeing. You've got to stay on top of these sketchy stoners. Always make sure you counter the offer to get your full price, if not more. When looking at your phone messages, there is often a letter next to the name. When I first started, I thought the C meant completed, but then what did the S mean? It wasn't long before I realized that C was for customer, S was for supplier, and D was for dealer. Albert Hoover is your supplier. Uncle Nelson said that he vouched for you so you can run a tab rather than paying Albert immediately every time you order. When you are able to pay, Albert has a stash box behind the pizza place by Dan's hardware store. Open the box and it will tell you how much you owe. Don't try to pick up the exact amount from your wallet, just drag your entire stack of cash and drop it in the box. He'll send you a message letting you know that you've paid in full. Then open the box and grab out the rest of your cash. Albert's cool like that. Some stores, and even some properties that you can buy, have wooden pallets outside the building. It wasn't until I was making large purchases from Dan that I realized what they were for. If you have items in your toolbar, which is basically your inventory, and you buy a lot of stuff, it might not fit in your toolbar. The excess will be put on the pallets for you to come pick up later once you have space. So if you get back home from the hardware store and can't find something that you know you purchased, go back to the store and check the pallets. When you agree to sell weed to a buyer, you agree on a time and place to make the exchange. If you can manage to meet the buyer right at or very soon after the agreed upon time, they'll give you a quick delivery bonus. Another way to earn a bonus is to make the deal during the curfew. More risk, more reward. If I see my buyer walking to the location, I'll simply follow them. Though you do have to wait until they get there before you can finalize the sale. But you get that bonus for being a creeper. When you're carrying product on you, put it towards the right side of your toolbar. The police usually search you when you're trying to cross a checkpoint, but sometimes they'll do it just for no reason at all. The search goes from left to right on your toolbar. And because the search might be unexpected, never put product in the leftmost slot. Keeping things to the right side gives you time to react and conceal illicit items in time. I found that spacing them out helps too. If I have two products right next to each other, I haven't been able to figure out how to switch from concealing one item to concealing the next item in time. As you can see, I got busted this time. The beer bottle didn't help. And most recently, this happened. I'm claiming desk pop, but I still got matching bracelets. Thanks for watching. Please come visit me in jail.